Hello and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been probably close to a week since you have seen a vlog from me. So I decided to just make this video here, and time will tell as to whether or not I'll be able to continue vlogging. I mean, on a daily basis anyway. I have chronic health issues. And the one thing about like when you have chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia, you never make plans. You say, we'll see, I'll let you know the day before, or something along that line. And that's part and parcel with me. Plus I have IBS. Plus, probably worse than the fatigue and worse than the other thing is I cannot maintain a decent blood sugar. Mainly it stays around 100, and then it gets between 70 and 80, and then it wants to get lower than that. And then the lower it gets and the longer it takes for me to bring it back up, the more mental confusion and the more exhaustion I have. So with that, I have just basically been in bed, watched a lot of TV, way too much TV than even I feel comfortable watching, but that's all I could do. But I have to tell you, I did enjoy watching several episodes of Abbott Elementary. I think it's season 5 or 6. I'm a fan. So that's what I've been up to. But it doesn't mean that I haven't been reading, because I have. Maybe not as much as you ordinarily see. I'm bringing up my spreadsheet. This, by the way, is my 2026 spreadsheet. I'm not finished making it yet. I might make the insides of the red boxes a lighter shade of red, or I might change the red to another color altogether. I like to get creative with my spreadsheets. So that's what was open on my tablet. Right now I am reading book number 30 for this month. It is The Chase by Candace Fox. It's about a mass prison breakout, 600 inmates. Not so much are escaped, but they were let free as a, like, you let them free or I'll do this type of thing. So it's got a male and female narrator, so it's pretty good. The male narrator, maybe because I just listened to, and I'll tell you about it now, The Gatekeeper by James Byrne, and really did not like that narrator. I'm struggling a little bit with the narrator with The Chase, but I'm trying to erase my other thoughts so that I can enjoy this book. So I'm not even sure where I left off with you, but we'll pick up on The Dream Hotel, and if it's a repeat, I do apologize. The Dream Hotel by Layla Lalami is a woman is being held in retention for having dreams that showed murderous intent. Dreams that showed murderous intent? Basically, there was an implant. It started off with something simple like a sleep disorder type of thing. But it was refined to the point where they're able to see into the person's dreams, and by doing this, it became a crime preventative. So yeah, they stopped crimes from happening by watching dreams. But this one woman, she's like, oh, and her dreams, according to them, was that she wanted to kill her husband. She goes, I love my husband. I would never want to kill him. We've got 2 kids, and we're this and that and the other, and da 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 da. Well, she was supposed to be held for 21 days, and her days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. She was there forever. And it was kind of like racking up penalties on top of penalties on top of penalties. So that was really good. I'm glad that I read it. And I know it's been nominated for several awards, so it's a really good book. Then I read Love, Chai, and Other 4-Letter Words by Anika Sharma. And here, our character, she basically has figured, I'll never find love. I'll never find love. Yeah, my parents have been married forever. But when my sister married the man that she loved, it broke up our family. So she's in America, and the rest of the family is in India. Well, her father has a heart attack, so she's with her family. But before she even went back with her family, she did meet somebody. And they were like, they got along. But she wasn't looking for anything. He wasn't looking for anything. And now, her name, by the way, is Karen. Let me give you the names. Karen Mather and Nash Hawthorne. Karen figured she'd never marry. Nash had his own life going on. Plus the fact that Karen is Indian and Nash is American. But once her father had the heart attack, the dynamic changed in the family and the dynamic changed in the story. Okay, so then I moved on to Hidden Nature by Nora Roberts. And in this book, we have a natural resources police officer named Sloan Cooper. And she and her partner were in a situation where she was shot. And it almost cost her her life. And it gave her time to reevaluate and to spend time, much needed time. Sorry, all my shorts are too big now. To spend much needed time with her family. That includes her sister and her parents. Meanwhile, because of being home now as she's in the recovery phase, because the gunshot was very, very serious and it took some time for her muscles and everything to heal, she and her sister, they kind of a little bit get involved with the parents. I won't call it a reconstructing business, but like a design, building company. I should have looked that up. Well, her sister meets somebody and she really likes him. And then at the same time, the guy's brother that her sister is dating, there's a little bit of a spark between him and Sloan. So it's a great romance, but it's really a romantic suspense. So let me give you the other half of it. People are disappearing just out of thin air. One person, second person, maybe even a third person. Sloan has a lot of time on her hands. She's just getting back to work, but she's paying attention to these unusual disappearances. While she's thinking about that, even setting up a board, to put all her information on, we have I won't say unnamed. It starts off as an unnamed narrator, but soon we find out what the character's name is, and the person that she's working with. And of course I know their names, but I'm not going to say them because their names don't come right away. Well, they have a plan, and it's very gruesome. So think about those people that have they have their own chapter. Like it could be 2 or 3 chapters with Sloan being the central part of the chapter. Then we have another chapter peppered in with the killers, and then we have Sloan, and it's like that. Really, really good book. It's pretty long, 448 pages. I felt it took me too long to read it. It took me 2 days. But that's because I was fighting with terrible blood sugar issues. But I know some people would take longer to read a 448 page book, but I'm always harsh on myself. Then I read, and it's a reread, The Gatekeeper by James Byrne. Now, I listened to this book back in 2022. I gave it 3 stars, and I never reviewed it. And because I hadn't read it for nearly 4 years, I felt, okay, I'll listen to it again and get a review, because I'm working on my backlog, just like Love Chai and other 4-letter words and The Dream Hotel and Hidden Nature. Those are all backlog books because I'm working on my NetGalley backlog. So recently I got I'm drawing a blank. But recently I got book 5 in the series, the Des Limerick series. That's what The Gatekeeper is, the Des Limerick series. I just got book 5. And so I'm like, okay, as I'm looking over my backlog, I'm like, well, let me go ahead and listen to book 1. I didn't get books 2, 3, or 4 from my library, but they're available by Libby should I decide to pursue them. Unfortunately, listening to The Gatekeeper was the longest 2 days of my life. I have no idea why I couldn't get on with it. Again, for the second time. And the reason that I thought I might really enjoy it is because I love the Orphan X series by Greg Hurwitz. I love that series. 10 books, maybe 4 novellas. I've read, listened to every single one of them. I've got the newest one, which is Anti-Hero. And then I have another one. I think Anti-Hero is another novella. So I have the novella and the next book. I have 2. I have 2 more Greg. I love that series. I'm not one that is into action adventure type things, but I am into spy, mysteries, thrillers, and things of that nature. So with him being like an agent, and I won't say with what agency, and having a special talent, I thought, okay, I can get with this, but I couldn't. I just couldn't. Then I read, I changed the order on my spreadsheet. Their Deadly Truth by Kyle Kovacs. Now, Their Deadly Truth is the 18th book in the Detective Gina Hart series. And when we got to the end of book 16 in the series, and then we saw it come through in book 17, Gina's relationship has imploded. Meanwhile, all throughout the series, we're reminded of something that Gina did in her past that she does not want to come to light. Now that we're in book 18, we start to see how the fracture either expands or comes back together, and how Gina is affected by all of it. Really, really good book. If you like mystery thrillers, crime thrillers, and if you like continuity series, then you'll definitely enjoy that book. And right now, I am reading The Chase by Candace Fox, as I mentioned, about the prison breakout. And it's a little harsh because a lot of the prisoners that have escaped or that got away, they are of the worst violent type. So mention of some of their crimes comes through. That's kind of harsh. All right, so that's where I am with all my reading. Now, let's talk about what I have brought in for new arcs. The first one that I'll mention is The Fair Weather Friend by Jessie Garcia as an audiobook. I already have it as an ebook, but whenever I have something as an ebook, if it comes through NetGalley as an audiobook, I will request it. So that was just approved today. So that one doesn't come out until January, and that will be on my agenda. I have a very good agenda. I might tell you about it in another video, but for right now, that's The Fair Weather Friend. And then I got a few more. I got The Fatal Confidant by Deborah Webb. I just can't get enough of Deborah Webb. I think I probably read 9 of her books this year so far. So I don't think that's part of a series at all. No, this looks like it's a new story. Whether or not it'll be a series is not even recognizable at this point. But this is a February arc that comes out. I love Deborah Webb. I don't know where she's been all these years because I just really recently found her a year or 2 ago. Then I have this one here. I took this book because it reminds me of a cross stitch that I did, but I'm going to dig out that cross stitch and show you. So that's what drew me to this book. So it's by Libby Page. It's called This Book Made Me Think of You. That looks really good because this sounds very intriguing. I want to read the first part of this. A woman receives an unexpected gift from the man she loved and lost. A year of books, one for every month, launching a reading-inspired journey to live, dream, in love again in this glimmering and heart-stopping novel. 12 books, 12 months, one chance to heal her heart. If I wasn't drawn in by the cover, that part of the description is compelling enough. Of course, I didn't read the whole thing. Gotta keep your appetite wet for future books that you may want to get. Then I have a blog tour coming up, and I think I have a few, so I'm going to actually bring up a book tour before I go on. Now, I sign up for blog tours 2, 3, 4, even 6 months in advance. So as I sign up for blog tours, the books will eventually start to flow through the NetGalley site as downloads because I'm auto approved. So the next one I got in that vein is She Took My Baby by Stina Holmes. And I think I've read one book by her so far. And it's basically about, I love taglines. It says, I look after her children, but I know she stole mine. Come on, that's impossible not to want to read. Bookatcher has a lot of books out, but I can't take them all. I've got to work on my backlog. So I kind of think that's just maybe it. And I'm just going to check. Yeah, I think I told you about Inside Man by John McMahon in the previous video. So just want to make sure I'm not leaving anything out. And I don't think I am. I don't think I am. I have a really, really good system for tracking what's coming up in 2026, and I plan on making 2026 a little different when it comes to my reading. But like, for example, here's April, okay? So for every month of 2026, I have, it says, see how it says 26 April? I have March, 26 March, and so forth. So I have that way to track all of my incoming arcs and have those covers already ready. But I also came up with, and this is when I started the video and I said, oh, that's 2026. I'm also working on, like I said, let me see if I can hold this in one hand, my 2026 spreadsheet. So I had it oriented different, but while I was on my way home from the doctor this morning, I reoriented it to make it quarterly. For example, like my blog tour one goes 4 months across, so it's 4 times 3. This one I did 3 times 4. January, February, March, April, May, June, and so forth and so on. So I only have one in May. I had 2, and that was, one of them was the James Byrne one, but I already wrote them and said I'm not doing feedback on that because I can't get on with the series. So this is how this looks here. And like I said, I also have it in image format on my device. So I think that's everything reading-wise. Oh, reviews. How is it that I have so many reviews to write? Can I just tell you that real quick? I'm just so mad at myself. I'm so mad at myself. But I've been sick, and that's why it's taken me 2 days, 2.5 days to read one book. It's because I've been so sick. And so now I go from being right on time to having to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 reviews. So I got some work to do. Plus I have to do stuff for the, paperwork stuff for legal reasons for the end of the year and change of insurance because I'm turning 65. So my Medicare is changing and things of that nature. So before I go, let me show you this diamond painting that reminds me of that book. So the book, the diamond painting, the cross-stitch pattern. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading that book. That's everything I can think of. I know it's a lot. I know I have a little bit of hyper part of me right now. And believe it or not, it's because I'm so tired. So the more tired I get, the more frazzled I get. So that's it for now. I'm going to end this video. I'm going to dig up that cross stitch that makes me think of that book. And when I put up the images, you'll see what I'm talking about. So thanks for watching, and thanks for your patience for the 4 or 5 days that you haven't seen me. Take care. Bye-bye.